Now at 9, it's been 4 days and there's no sign of 14-year-old Scotty Morris. What the community is doing to help.
Plus, Ball State hosts an intersection of disability and reproductive justice discussion.
In the latest on alleged hush money paid to an adult film star by former President Donald Trump, how New York police are preparing for a possible indictment.
It's the first day of spring. Are we going to be seeing these spring-like temperatures return? I'll have all that as well as precipitation chances in my full forecast.
Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Thanks for being with us. I'm Mira Bloomer.
And I'm Lily Kroon. Our top story tonight, the search for 14-year-old Scotty Morris continues.
NewsLink Indiana's Grace Bentkowski joins us with more.
State and local police departments, search crews, and volunteers looking for more information to where the Eaton teenager went after leaving his home around 8:30 Thursday night. Friday, search parties and donations. Saturday, a silent prayer. Sunday, missing person flyers. And Monday, efforts continue at the Eaton Police Department to find Scotty Morris.
And everybody puts themselves in that place. What if it was my child?
According to Eaton Police Chief Jay Turner, Morris was last seen on East Indiana Avenue in Eaton Thursday night. He was wearing a white t-shirt with black writing, red and black shorts, and black shoes. Turner says police got to Morris's home within 2 to 3 minutes after being told about his disappearance.
My officer called me. We came in and we started searching. And we've been searching basically ever since.
Department of Natural Resources boat crews, Indiana State Police helicopters, Grant County canine units, along with other nearby departments, have joined Eaton Police in the search over the weekend, with more volunteer offers coming just this morning.
We've utilized every resource that's available to us.
Turner also says help from the community has been an outpour. Meanwhile, doors of local churches like Grace and Mercy Gospel Church are open for those who can't search but want to show their support.
That night, our pastor had woke up randomly at 3 in the morning or so, and she felt as though, okay, we've got to do something more.
The church hosted a silent prayer Saturday and Sunday and plans to host another this Thursday. Kane says candles have been lit on the altar every day to light the way home as many put themselves in the Morris family shoes.
I am a mom of 3. And I could not imagine how that mother feels knowing her son is lost.
At Delta Middle School, volunteers gathered to pass out and hang up missing person flyers across the county. Delaware Community School Corporation Superintendent Greg Kyle says the corporation is, quote, dedicated to assisting law enforcement officers in any way they can during the search for Morris. As the investigation continues, Turner urges viewers to call Eaton Police with any tips, send security camera footage from over the weekend, and be mindful when posting on social media.
This is a family dealing with the loss of a son, whether you agree with parenting or not. Please be respectful of that.
Turner had one last message for Scotty.
Scotty, we've had a big search here. Don't let that overwhelm you. Call 911 and tell them who you are and where you are so we can get you home. You're not in trouble. We just want to help you.
Now, if you're interested in helping the search for Scotty, you can stay up to date on future volunteer efforts on the Easton, Indiana Police Department Facebook page. In the newsroom, Grace Bentkowski, NewsLink, Indiana.
Ball State hosted an intersection of disability and reproductive justice discussion on campus today. NewsLink Indiana's Madison Smith has more.
In honor of Disability Awareness Month and Women's History Month, the director, Dr. Courtney Jarrett, and Assistant Director Betsy Keel of Disability Services hosted an intersected public discussion for students, faculty, and others so that they can collaborate and identify these issues that women and disabled people are continuing to face, not only on Ball State's campus, but within our society. Members had gathered today because of how passionate and urgent these issues needed to be addressed on our campus.
The whole list of issues that are important when it comes to disability identity, but reproductive justice issues should be up there at the top.
The discussion had focused on how the disability and reproductive justice movements need to be set as a higher priority on our agendas. Members shined a light on how important this is and how the rights of women and disabled people are only going to continue to grow.
The disability rights movement and the reproductive justice movement just don't get the play that the civil rights movement or the suffrage movement or any other kind of feminist equality inclusion movements kind of get. And so I think anytime that we can highlight areas of what we've got going on in the U.S. That directly relate to things that you and I are super passionate about, I think we should definitely do that.
In Muncie, Madison Smith, NewsLink, Indiana.
It's that 6-letter word that some have been waiting to hear for months: spring. Today is the vernal equinox, marking the first day of the season. You'll notice that days start to get longer, temps start to get warmer, and trees and flowers start to bloom. Here you can see some of the cherry blossoms from our nation's capital, which are set to peak this week.
And back here at home, we're still seeing some of those colder temperatures. You're taking a live look outside at Cooper Science Building. Now I know that we've got some clear temperatures here, but I'm hoping for some warmer weather next week.
Oh, definitely with these longer days. I'm definitely ready to spend some more hours outside.
Absolutely, me too. Oliver, what do you have to say for us?
Well, we were sitting just a little bit below average what we do see for the first day of spring. Today's high in Muncie was only 50 degrees. Normally we're around 53 degrees. Definitely not seeing any temperatures in the 80s, but hopefully seeing some temperatures in the 60s as we move through this week. Now in my full forecast again, I'll talk about those spring-like temperatures that are headed our way, as well as the rain chances that are going to be dispersed throughout the week, as possibly some storms move in on Thursday.
Thank you, Oliver. For the first time in history, a former president of the United States may be indicted for a crime. As a grand jury investigation into crimes alleged to have been committed by Donald Trump is set to end, the former president is bracing for possible arrest. Meanwhile, law enforcement at every level prepare for that protest could likely follow. Paula Reed is in New York with the latest.
The Manhattan DA's investigation into Trump's alleged role in hush money payments made to an adult film star ahead of the 2016 election is moving ahead full steam. Today, attorney Robert Costello appeared before the New York grand jury after Trump's legal team requested he be called to testify about the credibility of former Trump fixer Michael Cohen. Costello previously represented Cohen, who, according to a letter the Trump team sent to the DA, waived attorney-client privilege. Cohen, who has met with the DA's office 20 times and appeared before the same grand jury twice, is a key witness in this case, which centers around a $130,000 payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels to silence her about an alleged affair with Trump. She was paid by Cohen in the final days of the 2016 campaign. Now, almost 7 years later, the grand jury is looking at crimes that include whether Trump falsified business records when reimbursing Cohen for that payment.
This case is not going to be predicated on any one individual, but rather it's going to be predicated on the documents, the evidence, the text messages, the emails.
On Truth Social over the weekend, Trump predicted he would be arrested Tuesday and, in an echo of January 6th, called for his supporters to protest. But his spokesperson said they have received no indication from the DA that he will be arrested Tuesday.
Is your client speculating about an arrest to incite political violence?
I don't think he's speculating at all.
Trump denies the affair and any wrongdoing. One of his attorneys, Alina Habba, warning that Trump supporters will lash out if he is charged.
If they choose to do so for a misdemeanor, which frankly he didn't even do, it is going to cause mayhem.
In just minutes, Switzerland's largest bank acquires Credit Suisse in an emergency buyout, what the Fed announced just hours after.
Plus, spam calls have the government taking new steps to stop scammers. Hear the plan to protect consumers.
I love you.
prescription drug pricing points to corporate
Freedom of the press is about your right to know.
and Clark sheer athleticism.
It's about your right to be informed. Today, there are real threats to press freedom
Reaching residential areas.
and your right to know about the world around us. We must protect our right to know, no matter what kind of news is important to you. Before it's too late, understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just,
Only you can prevent wildfires.
like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Welcome back. Switzerland's largest bank, UBS, acquired Credit Suisse in an emergency buyout.
But just hours later, the Federal Reserve and other global central banks announced a coordinated effort saying will they want to keep credit available for households and businesses. But some analysts still have concerns and questions. Goldman Sachs says there's a 35% chance of the U.S. entering a recession within the next year due to these banking problems. That's a 10% hike since the start of the crisis, with people less than $250,000 or couples with $500,000 in a U.S. bank are insured by the FDIC and most likely have nothing to worry about.
Online retail giant Amazon is laying off more employees. In a memo to staff Monday, Amazon CEO Andy Jassy said 9,000 jobs will be cut. But that's on top of the 18,000 they already cut earlier this year. Jassy said the fresh round of job cuts will take place in the coming weeks. Like many tech companies who grew during the COVID-19 pandemic, the e-commerce giant is doing major cost cutting.
With the price of eggs high, Dollar Tree saying they can't afford to sell them anymore. The discount chain sells most products for $1.25 and a small section of items for $3 or $5. The company used to sell cartons of 8 or 6 eggs for $1.25. Short supply and high production costs are partly to blame for the sky-high egg prices. The explosion of spam has the government taking new steps to stop scam text messages.
The FCC logging more than 18,000 customer complaints last year. Mike Valerio takes a look up to the plan to protect consumers.
The Federal Communications Commission voting unanimously to adopt new rules to keep scam texts off your phone. Phone providers must block text messages from phone numbers that appear to be invalid, unallocated, or unused. The FCC also saying carriers will be required to block messages from phone numbers that claim to never send text messages and numbers that the government has identified as not used for texting.
This isn't going to be like an instant fix. It really takes time to make progress.
This move mirrors the government effort made to shut down illegal robocalls. Now, a major increase in spam and text messages seems to have taken robocalls' place.
But it's really difficult to enforce it effectively and to get everybody on the same page because of technical challenges, but also because you don't want to be stopping legitimate communications.
Authorities say scam robo-texts may be even more dangerous than robocalls because the texts may contain malicious links to software that could infect your phone. FCC Chairwoman Jessica Rosenworcel saying, quote, scam artists have found that sending us messages about a package you never ordered or a payment that never went through, along with a link to a shady website, is a quick and easy way to get us to engage on our devices and fall prey to fraud.
It's not your fault if you fall for a scam. That's the whole point. That's what they're trying to achieve.
In Los Angeles, Mike Valerio, NewsLink, Indiana.
The maker of a popular powdered infant formula is voluntarily recalling one of its products. Perrigo Company makes Gerber's Good Start infant formula. It announced last week that it's recalling some of that formula as it may be contaminated with bacteria. The formula was made between January 2nd and January 18th at the start of this year. The company says so far no products have shown any signs of bacteria contamination and no one has become sick, but Perrigo opted for the recall out of an abundance of caution. Customers with the product should toss it out and they can ask the company for a refund.
Increasing temperatures and increasing precipitation chances for this week. I'll have all that and more in my full forecast.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
Every day,
Millions of people are connecting
and even though we're overcoming obstacles, watching each other's backs,
and banding together.
we should still make an effort
We should still make an
to
effort.
get to know each other.
On a deeper level. Father,
Cosplayer,
mentor.
actor.
It's time we take a step forward
It's time we take a step forward. Come together.
and discover
How accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Assistant Chief Weather Forecaster Oliver Monster here with a look at the week ahead, starting off with these current temperatures. We were saying just about 50 degrees for the high for this today, but looking at these current temperatures, 44 degrees here in Muncie, 43 degrees in Indianapolis, and generally throughout the lower 40s down there in the upper 30s in Fort Wayne. But we were seeing a lot warmer temperatures compared to yesterday. A 16-degree increase here in Kokomo, 12-degree increase compared to 24 hours ago here in Muncie, and generally throughout the state, upwards of 10-degree increases as you move throughout those temperatures. And that's all due to the jet stream bringing some warmer air into our area. And this warmer air is going to continue as you move into Thursday as well, where we are expecting to see the high of the week. But just behind this band of air, we do see a little bit of a wave in the jet stream that's going to be bringing some colder air as we move into next week. But moving in through this week, going into the almanac for today, again, 50 degrees was our high, a little bit cooler than what we normally do see for your first day of spring. But looking at the radar, some passing clouds. Clouds are going to increase as you move throughout tonight, low of around 31 degrees, winds coming from the southwest at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Now that increasing cloud coverage is going to continue as you move through tomorrow, as well as those increasing temperatures and increasing wind speeds. Southwest 10 to 15 miles per hour here at 5 p.m., as well as a temperature of around 53 degrees, a little bit cooler than the high of around 55 for tomorrow. But all that increasing cloud coverage is also going to be bringing some precipitation into our area with those warmer temperatures. Looking here at the precision cast, we are going to be seeing again increasing cloud coverage and then the first band of precipitation moving into our area as we move into later Tuesday night, 10 p.m. We do see this first band of precipitation move through. Once we go through this, again, some spottier showers as you move through your Wednesday. Then once we get into Wednesday afternoon, we do see a lot more of those spottier showers move into the area, as well as some more intense pockets here at around 3 a.m. Thursday morning. So later Wednesday night, we are going to be seeing those more intense pockets a little bit north of Maryland and Portland here. And once you get into the early morning hours of Thursday, right around your commute, you are going to be seeing a much larger band of severe storms move through our area. So keep a watch on that as you move into your Thursday. But looking at your 7-day forecast, again, 65 degrees for your high on Thursday, 80% chance of storms. Decreases a little bit as you move into your Saturday with some more windy conditions, high of 49 degrees, but then jumps back all the way up almost to 50 degrees there on your Sunday, but mostly cloudy conditions, some rainy conditions, but again, that nice little warm up that we are going to be seeing for this week.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited, but I gotta remember that umbrella when I'm on my way to class on Thursday.
Oh, me too. And honestly, a good way to end the month of March here with the April coming in, and we're seeing some spring showers. But,
oh, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Oliver. Brandon, what do you have for us in sports?
Thanks, guys. We've got the results of one team in search of a conference win, plus a high-scoring game with an ending you won't want to miss. All that and more next in sports.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
So if one cat has 4 kittens who reproduce every 6 months, how many cats will there be in 5 years? Who's got it? Is this... What is that? Seriously? Who threw that?
Cats are terrible at math, but they sure do multiply. Please spay, neuter, and adopt.
The solution is 10. Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Brandon Beeman with sports. Ball State men's tennis begins their MAC conference play. NewsLink Indiana's Jake Garcia sits down with the squad to hear the importance of each match.
The Ball State men's tennis team serve up some action as they defeat Northern Illinois 5-2 over the weekend. Cardinals head coach Bill Richards speaks on the importance of conference play.
Everyone's goal is to win a conference championship. I mean, all of your non-conference games, matches, meets, whatever they are. I mean, you always want to win everything and perform as well as you can in any match for us. But that's all secondary to the conference.
After tough losses to MAC rivals Toledo and Western Michigan, Ball State quickly found themselves 0-2 in the conference.
We get off to a tough start. I mean, our conference is very tough. We play 10 conference matches, and honestly, we could win every one, we could lose every one if there's so much balance in our league.
With an all-around team effort, the Cardinals were able to notch their first conference win and hand Northern Illinois their first conference loss.
Today was extremely important for us to stay in the conference race, to earn one of the 4 spots, in the conference tournament. So it was great that our guys responded the way they did today.
Ball State now hits the road and share the mentality on the matches to come.
One match at a time. I mean, we can beat everyone in the league, we can lose to anyone. So we've got this really tough trip to New York right now. Head out on Wednesday.
The Cardinals will have their sights set on the MAC tournament, which is set for April 22nd and 23rd. In Muncie, Jake Garcia, NewsLink, Indiana.
As men's tennis begins MAC play, gymnastics looks on to the NCAA regionals after a second-place MAC championship performance. The Cardinals will travel to the Norman Regional to take on NC State. This will be just the second time Ball State has qualified for the NCAAs. In addition to qualifying as a team, the Cardinals have individuals selected for all events in the all-around. The Cards will hit the MAC next Wednesday, March 29th at 3 p.m.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Yes! He walked it off!
Yes, he did. Over the weekend, Ball State baseball faces off in a MAC matchup against the Toledo Rockets. The Cardinals able to sweep all 3 games, including a 3-run walk-off home run by senior Matthew Rivera. Ball State will stay at home as the Butler Bulldogs come to town this Wednesday at 3 p.m. With Ball State baseball rolling over the competition, women's basketball looks to do the same. Memphis, Tennessee is the location for the second round of the WNIT as Ball State squares off against the Memphis Tigers. The Cardinals come into the matchup with a 26-8 record, with the Tigers not being far behind with a record of 21-10. That matchup is going on as we speak while Ball State is trailing heading into the fourth quarter. But we heard Thelma DeSaugustadter is now the all-time leader in three-pointers made. That's pretty special.
And that's totally awesome to have here at Ball State to think about.
That is for sure amazing. I was actually fortunate enough to attend a basketball game the other week, and it was really exciting to watch for sure. So
yeah, I'm definitely excited to cheer them on.
Yeah, thank you, Brandon.
After the break, we take a final look at your forecast.
Plus, a teacher at Northside Middle School keeps his end of a promise. We'll be right back.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared, so start now.
Right now? Right now.
You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Well, you know what they say, a promise is a promise.
And a teacher at Northside Middle School held up his promise of shaving his head. The deal? Choir teacher Mr. Deniston promised that if his students won gold at the Indiana State School Music Association competition, he'd shave his head. Last week, Deniston's barber stopped by to give him a fresh cut. Their beginning choir and titrations group brought home gold, with the Titan Singers winning silver. Congratulations to the Titan Singers on their win at the state competition.
Now, I would definitely need my raincoat this week. It is going to be very wet and rainy out, but I'm definitely excited for the spring.
Me too. Oliver, what does this week look like?
Well, again, we are going to be seeing a high of around 55 degrees here on Tuesday. Precipitation chances and temperature do increase as you make your way through the week. Thursday, high of 65 degrees. 80% chance of storms. And then they do cool down a little bit as you move into your Saturday with some windier conditions. Sunday, though, almost 60 degrees there, high of 59, lows in the 30s as you make your way through the week.
That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana, and be sure to join us again tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
Have a great night.